It's that time of month again when I take a look beyond into the coming month and see what key physical media releases we're getting on Blu-ray and 4K, and talk about those ones that I want to get, those that I won't get, and why. So let's get into it. Hello one and hello all, and welcome back to the channel. July is behind us now. We're into August. Can you believe that, wow, the summer is coming to an end? Well, in about 2 or so months. It's the nights are getting shorter. We can see that. Get up earlier in the morning, it's way darker. It's getting darker earlier at night. Yeah, soon we will be seeing those leaves dropping from the trees. How depressing is that? Months come, months go. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. What film is that from? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, so here we are at August, and we're going to take a look at those key releases that are coming out this month. Let's talk about some of them, shall we? So let's get into it. So the first big release date of the month is obviously the 7th of August, Monday the 7th, where, to be honest, it's pretty quiet, really. What do we have out this week? So first up, we have the 4K solo release of Enter the Dragon. Now, this Bruce Lee set was released about a week or 2 weeks ago, that contained all of Bruce Lee films. It was about 120 quid. Lovely looking set, but not for me. I'm not into Bruce Lee. I'm not into martial arts movies, so there's no interest beheld by any of these films for me. So Enter the Dragon, not a film that I would even consider picking up. That's not to say there's no worth in it. For those of you that are Bruce Lee fans, it's fantastic. If you didn't get the box set and you love this film, you can pick it up like this. We also get a box set, one of these 100 years of Warner Brother box sets, 1971 to 1987. And lo and behold, this box set here does contain the 4K version of Enter the Dragon, yet again. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, The Lost Boys, Gremlins, and Goonies. Who buys this stuff? No, seriously, does anyone buy these? Because, I mean, with the exception of Enter the Dragon, I do have all of those movies. So why would I even consider purchasing this box set? But if you're a collector and you buy these, fantastic. Let me know down in the comments below if you're one of the people that gets this kind of a release. And if so, are you doubling up on the films, or are these films that you haven't got? Or do you just want them in these sets so you can have them side by side? Let me know. Please do. And we have one TV release here, which is 1923 Season 1. And this is the Yellowstone prequel series, but the 1883 sequel series, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so we all know about Yellowstone, which is the Kevin Costner TV show that's run for quite some time. We had a 1-season prequel series called 1883, which I've got, which I enjoy. I've never watched Yellowstone. And now we have 1923, which is the Harrison Ford starring show. And yeah, it's one that I will pick up. It certainly is. Like I said, I've not seen Yellowstone, but I liked 1883, and I'm going to do them in order. So I'm going to get through the 1883, which I've done, the 2 seasons of 1923, and then I'm going to move into Yellowstone. I can't see that being too much of an issue, continuity-wise. It's a ranch, isn't it? I don't know, but yeah, it looks like a good show. So I'm very excited about the 14th of August, and there's a reason for that. Babylon 5. Yes, Babylon 5 is getting some much needed love. Not only have we had an announcement that Babylon 5 is getting a Blu-ray release at the end of the year, which is fantastic for the show. It truly is. But on the 14th of August, we get an animated Babylon 5 movie called Babylon 5: The Road Home. And I'm intrigued. And I want to see this. Not only do we have some of the voice cast returning, as in actors from the show returning to voice their characters in this, like Bruce Boxleitner et al. Unfortunately, Babylon 5 has lost a lot of its cast members. A fair few of them have sadly passed away. So I suppose there'll be stand-ins for those characters if they are part of the story. Interestingly, this is a time travel kind of a story, which is very unusual for Babylon 5. I don't think Babylon 5 ever done time travel. Maybe, I think there's one episode which is kind of linked to this one with the guy in it, because Babylon 5 never sort of fell into that trap of time travel like what Star Trek did and that sort of thing, with constant time travel stories and all that sort of a thing. So on the one hand, I'm looking forward to Babylon 5 returning. The fact they've decided on time travel, I'm not so sure of that aspect to it, because it's not really Babylon 5. But no, I'm looking forward to it, and may they do many more animated Babylon 5 movies. I would love them to, of course I would. And then we have the Complete Bionic Woman TV series coming to Blu-ray. 2,667 minutes worth. The Adventures of Jamie Summers, the spin-off series of the $6 Million Man. Yeah. I have a German version, so it's not for me whatsoever. I won't be picking this one up. Will you? Let me know down below. And then we have a Karen Gillan and Aaron Paul film coming out called Duel. I had the opportunity to watch this a while ago. I didn't. Have I missed out? Let me know, because again, this is one that I'm just going to let go and not bother with. I think Karen Gillan plays 2 parts in it, 2 roles, as far as I'm aware. So if you're a Karen Gillan lover, then you get 2 for 1 in this film. So let's jump to the 21st of August. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport 4K, if it's a film for you. I've got a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme films actually behind me somewhere. I don't think I've got Bloodsport, so I may pick that one up to include in the Jean-Claude Van Damme stuff. Watch this space for that one, I'll say. Yeah. Arrow's releasing a 4K version of Weird Science. I don't know. I'm not sold on this. I'm not sold on going down the road of 4K in comedies, to be honest. I don't think that it's required. I mean, yes, I did pick up Home Alone and Christmas Vacation in 4K. I have been guilty of picking some of them up. Vacation, which I subsequently sent back. So, yeah. But, you know, I've got the other Arrow release prior to this, with the poster and the slip and all that. Lovely release it is too. And this is exactly the same, with the exception of a 4K disc being in the box. Is this stuff, does it need 4K? Do things like this and Ferris Bueller need a 4K release? Let me know. Surely I'm just still getting the same film, just with a little bit of better picture quality. I mean, what I'm saying is it's not a big special effects, spectacular movie with deep, deep blacks and all this sort of things in it like that, that when you get 4K, it really jumps out of you. And, you know, when I watched the 4K of Vacation, I didn't really feel I was getting anything more than what the Blu-ray gave me. I'm not saying the picture quality wasn't better, it was, but I didn't feel like I was getting anything more. I didn't feel that it was needed. So is that one for you? Let me know. Okay, HMV exclusives. The Cine edition, HMVs, the E-Cine editions. They're releasing the Mad Maxes. 21st sees the first one, Mad Max. Again, I have all the Mad Max films on 4K in the Steelbook tin set. I don't need to get them again. But if that's something for you, then fantastic. Let me know. And like I said last week ago, in this video for the 14th was getting the Bionic Woman. It's followed up with the $6 Million Man on the 21st, getting a full release on Blu-ray. Again, not for me, not something I would pick up. I've got so much TV stuff. I don't think that I'd have enough time in my life to get through everything that I've got. So, another one that I can let go. Now let's jump to the 28th, and this is a very, very busy week for releases. Okay, so you sat down for this one. Okay, first up, we get It Follows. It Follows, I don't know nothing about. I'm assuming it's a horror film. It's obviously not my kind of a film, so again, not something that I will pick up. Crimes of the Future is out. DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever you want from it. I did watch this film. I did review this film. I didn't like this film. It's a David Cronenberg film. No, it's not. I lie. It's his son. But the apple hasn't fallen far from that tree. He's making David Cronenberg-esque movies. It would be nice to see David Cronenberg's son step away from the shadow of his father and maybe make something completely different that doesn't look like it's had any involvement by his dad. But yeah, but it's that sort of a film. If you know David Cronenberg, it's that kind of a movie. So again, I've seen the film, I've reviewed the film. Not a film I'm going to pick up. Not interested in seeing it ever again. Time Bandits gets a 4K release. Now this one is interesting because part of this falls under the that sort of banner of comedy, like I was talking about with Weird Science and Ferris Bueller. However, this is a special effects heavy, quite heavy movie, so it probably benefits from that 4K release. So I might keep an eye on that one and see what's going on with it. Now we get a new release of the Thomas Crown Affair. Now this isn't the original version, this is the Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo movie, which I quite enjoy. It's got nice art to it. So that's one that might be on my wish list at somewhere down the line. And from the 1980s, we're getting McVicker. The film McVicker, which is a film that I've never seen. But I've heard a lot of good things about it. Is that a film that you're going to be picking up? Is that a film that maybe I should check out? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I'd be interested. If you can hear some noise, it's because the tortoise is wandering around down on the floor. And here he is here. Yeah, there's the tortoise again, walking around. So, he will have a little playmate soon because I'm getting a puppy. A cockapoo puppy. Hopefully they get on. Anyway, moving on. Still the 28th we're here with. And we have season 9 of The Flash TV show. The final season of Barry Allen and his adventures in the CW-verse. Yeah, I think it was a shorter season. I don't know, I fell behind on The Flash, but I keep meaning to catch up. I have all the other seasons on Blu-ray, and inevitably I will pick this up as well. However, it will not be picked up on day of release. It's one of those that I will allow to come down in price, unless I happen to catch up before that, and then pick it up when there's a reduction in its cost. I did like the Flash TV show. I think 9 seasons is somewhat excessive, but hats off to it for going as long as it did. Yeah. Ironically, the Flash movie that we recently got, did you know that that was announced that that was happening just after the premiere of The Flash? The Flash had started on TV and all of a sudden Warner Brothers announces, we're doing a Flash movie. I never understood that because it's kind of like, well, you know, you're sort of pulling the rug out of underneath the feet of this one that's just aired on TV. You're treading on its toes, so to speak. 8 years that went for, season 9. It's 8 years. Only when season 9 ended, 8 years later, did we finally see that Flash movie come to fruition. It was in development hell for that long. It's a long time. But there we go. So The Flash season 9 is out for us. one that I will get at some point. And then we have Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf is out with a single version of it and also a double pack where you can get Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. Michael J. Fox doesn't return in the shoes of the werewolf for Teen Wolf 2. It's Jason Bateman. Teen Wolf is a film that I haven't seen for a long time. Teen Wolf 2 I've probably seen once when I was a young lad. And to be honest, neither are movies that I feel that I need to own in my collection. Not because they're bad movies or anything, just don't feel a need to have them or ever revisit them. But they may be something for you. Now that comes to the end of the month, with the exception of August the 31st, where apparently we are getting the Leon Super Duper Special Edition release, which I think is much akin to the sort of Rambo release that came, or the recently which is just shipped for people, the Fifth Element release, and big bulky box with loads of bump in it, costing probably about £100 for one of them, then another for £60. Those sort of releases that you get, like Zavvi exclusive type things. That's got a release on the 31st, but feasibly that could be pushed back. I think that happened to the Fifth Element, if I'm not mistaken. So that could happen. But there we go. There's the month. There's the month out for us, August, with some. Well, interestingly, there doesn't seem to be very much for me. So 1923, Babylon 5 definite, Bloodsport a maybe, keep an eye, Thomas Crown Affair, yeah, Flash Season 9, but when it price drop. So really only 3 releases I may pick up this month. Oh, that's not a bad thing for the bank account. That's not bad. Let's see if it stays that way. I do feel that, okay, I know I pick up a lot from other, from CEX and things like that, and I do end up with quite a stack of stuff, but normally a lot of it's sort of second hand and some bootleggy stuff. But for new releases, I do feel that I'm getting less, picking less up, which, isn't a bad thing, really. But there we go. Anyway, that's August, done and sorted. So let me know what you're getting this month, or what you've got your eye on, what you might like to pick up, or what you might think, I'll get that down the line. Are you waiting now? Are you sort of waiting for these releases? Because let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. None of this stuff here is going to sell out, right? With probably the exception of, that Leon thing will have sold out, right? But everything else, a bulk standard releases. I think Crimes of the Future has a Fancy Dan edition to it. That may sell out. I don't know. And you got the Mad Max E-Cine editions. But again, it's a case of rinse and repeat on these titles. Let's package them up differently again and sell them to you again. And this is stuff that does annoy me. And that's why I won't entertain Weird Science, because I have a release of it that's just as nice. Right, so I'm watching it in Blu-ray, you watch it in 4K. Is the uplift from Blu-ray to 4K really that much? When you consider the uplift from DVD quality to the Blu-ray, if you see what I'm saying. Does it warrant another buy? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And we're watching the same film at the end of the day. We come away, me watching my Blu-ray, you watching 4K. And I've watched the same film as you. Just yours might be a little bit brighter in colour and stuff like that. Just a little bit sharper. But that's what I'm saying. We're getting this stuff just repackaged and sent to us. And Arrow are lazy with these releases, because the packaging is exactly the same as the packaging that the Blu-ray gave us, and the interiors. It's all the same. So, And then The Flash Season 9. I haven't even seen any of it. So it would be a blind buy for me, but I have the whole collection. But why would I buy it now on day of release if I know that I haven't watched some of the season that came before? I think I jumped out about halfway through that season. Why would I buy it just to sit on the shelf and then not watch it till I've watched that, at which point potentially I could pick that up for £15 in CEX? It makes no logical sense, does it, financially? But there we go. Oh, I don't know, pretty underwhelming month really from my perspective. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I shall see you again soon. Take care all, and goodbye.